Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with Curly Q sausage. That's right, Memorial Day is coming up, which means the start of the picnic and cookout season. And I want to show you how to spiral cut and barbecue an Italian sausage that's going to blow people's minds. Okay, so pay attention. This could make you a neighborhood legend, only this time for good reasons. So step one, we're going to have to parboil the sausage. I'm going to place those in a small pan with water coming about halfway up, along with a big pinch of salt. I'm just doing 2. Of course, you're going to scale this up if you need to. I'm going to bring that up to a gentle simmer. I'm going to flip those over with a skewer. You can use tongs. I was just foreshadowing. I'm going to cover that, and I'm going to cook those for 5 minutes. And the reason we're going to cook these a little first is because you can't really spiral slice these raw. All right, the knife needs something firm to slice into. I mean, you learned that in your first day of physics college. You cannot helix a limp sausage. So we're going to cook this for 5 minutes. At that point, I'm going to remove those from the pan. Let them cool down to room temperature before refrigerating them until cold. By the way, never put hot stuff in the fridge like I'm doing here. Even though it totally works and causes no problems, not a good idea. So let it cool down first, then throw it in the fridge until you're ready to use. So I refrigerated those sausages until they were ice cold. At that point, I'm going to pull them out, and we're ready to slice these up. So step 1, we're going to need to put a skewer right down through the center of that sausage. So start it carefully, don't go too quick, and ideally that's going to pop out directly in the center of the opposite end. Now, I'm pretty good at this. I used to work for the Jim Rose Circus, but you'll get it. It's not that hard. And once your sausage is skewered, we're ready to take a knife and start cutting. All right, so we're going to place that sausage flat on the board just like this. We're going to start our cut about 1 inch from the end, and all you're going to do is angle the knife slightly and just cut all the way down to the skewer. You're going to turn the sausage. You're going to keep cutting. And all that skewer does is prevent you from cutting too far through. And we're using a nice light pressure. We don't want to wreck our blade. It'd be nice to use that knife for other things. And you're going to keep cutting as you turn and cut and turn and cut. And what will happen is a perfect spiral cut. Now, when you get towards the end, don't go too far. All right, you want to stop a good inch before you get to the end. And then you're going to leave it right on the skewer. You're going to pull it open just a hair so you got about a 1/2 inch gap in between the curls. And that's the secret to forming this perfect pork helix. And by the way, don't worry, I'm not going to do any DNA jokes. I mean, this is not a double helix. And I was going to show you again with the second sausage, but then I remembered. You can rewind this and watch it again. Okay, so watch that a few times. It's very, very simple. And then you can either head out to the grill or refrigerate that until you're ready to cook. And then the only thing else I'm going to prep here before we go out to the grill is a little bit of prepared barbecue sauce. Of course, I'm using my wife Michelle's SFQ. The greatest barbecue sauce in the world, but anything's going to work. And you're going to be shocked at how well it pairs. And other than a pastry brush to brush it on with, we are ready to head out to the grill. So I'm going to place those down on a charcoal grill. This would be no different than if you were just making regular grilled Italian sausage, except of course it's like 100 times cooler. And we're not just talking aesthetics. That coiled shape is going to allow it to cook a little faster. All right, it's going to give us a ton more surface area. I mean, surface area is like crack to a chef. We love surface area. We got all that extra surface to get all nice and smoky and caramelized on the grill, but it's also going to provide lots of extra nooks and crannies for our barbecue sauce to get into. And just like anything you're going to finish with barbecue sauce on the grill, it should be almost complete before you do. Otherwise, it will just all turn black. So when I estimated there was just a couple minutes of cooking time left, I brushed that sauce on, let it caramelize for a minute, turned it over, brushed on some more. All right. So at that point, I decided I was done and it just couldn't get any more awesome looking. So I pulled it off. I'm going to let those rest about 30 seconds while I dress my bun. I went with a homemade basil garlic mayonnaise. Yes, I will make that for you. And then it's time to release the coil from the skewer, just like that. Check that out. If only there was some appropriate sound effect that would best capture how I'm feeling right now. Okay, that's pretty good. And above and beyond the shape that really was truly delicious, if you never thought to put barbecue sauce on an Italian sausage, you're in for a treat. It works beautifully. I mean, people are just going to be blown away by these. And there you're going to be, beer in one hand, spatula in the other, your chest stuck out with pride. And by chest, I probably mean beer gut. But still, you'll stick it out with pride, and you will bask in the glory that can only be produced by something as awesome as the Curly Q sausage. So I really hope you give this a try. Head over to foodwishes.com for all the ingredient amounts and more info as usual. And as always, enjoy.